Stop. If you're holding Pi coin or even thinking about it, you need to watch this video. A Binance listing could change everything. But is $100 really possible? Or are we about to witness the biggest rug pull in crypto history? Stay till the end because I'm revealing some game-changing insights that no one is talking about. Let's dive in. Right now, Pi coin is trading at approximately 77 cents, and the overall market conditions appear to be extremely challenging. Bitcoin, which previously surged to $109,000, has now pulled back significantly to $82,000, reflecting a sharp decline in value. Major altcoins such as Solana and XRP are also experiencing notable losses, further contributing to the bearish sentiment across the market. Given these circumstances, it's completely understandable if you're feeling a sense of panic. Market downturns can be unsettling, especially when assets that previously showed strong momentum suddenly begin to decline. However, this is where things start to get really interesting. Historically, when cryptocurrencies get listed on Binance, they tend to experience significant price surges. This is largely due to a combination of factors, including increased demand from a broader pool of investors, improved liquidity that allows for easier trading, and greater mainstream adoption as more traders and institutions gain access to the asset. A Binance listing often serves as a major catalyst for price appreciation, drawing attention from both retail and institutional investors looking to capitalize on the momentum. However, and this is a big but, the timing of the listing plays a crucial role in determining its actual impact. If a coin gets listed during a strong bull market, the surge in price can be explosive. On the other hand, if the listing happens during a market downturn or an uncertain period, the expected pump might be weaker or even short-lived. This raises an important question. Is Pi coin's potential listing on Binance coming at the worst possible time, given the current market downturn? Or could this actually be a hidden opportunity, presenting a chance for strategic investors to accumulate before a future upswing? Let's break it all down and analyze the possibilities. There's a growing movement online, with Pi supporters coming together in full force to push for its listing on Binance. Social media platforms are buzzing with the hashtag #ListPi on Binance, as thousands of enthusiastic community members rally behind the idea. Their goal is clear: to gain Binance's attention and persuade the exchange to officially list Pi coin. If Binance acknowledges this demand and moves forward with the listing, it could trigger a massive surge in trading volume, as both early adopters and new investors rush to buy in. But here's the big question. Will this really push Pi coin to $100, or is that just an unrealistic fantasy? While the enthusiasm is undeniable, reaching such a high price depends on several key factors, including overall market sentiment, available liquidity, real-world adoption, and the supply and demand dynamics once trading begins. Some believe that a Binance listing alone could act as a game-changer, driving Pi's value exponentially higher. Others argue that unless Pi has strong fundamentals and utility, its price could remain speculative and volatile. So, is the dream of Pi hitting $100 within reach, or is it just wishful thinking? Let's take a closer look at the reality behind these expectations. Here's what history tells us. When Shiba Inu and Dogecoin secured listings on major cryptocurrency exchanges, their prices experienced explosive growth. The increased accessibility, liquidity, and mainstream exposure led to massive surges in demand, driving their valuations to new heights. These coins, which started as mere memes, turned into billion-dollar assets, proving that exchange listings can be a game-changer, but only under the right conditions. So, could Pi coin follow a similar path and witness a skyrocketing price movement upon being listed on Binance or other top-tier exchanges? The potential is there, but several critical factors will determine whether it reaches those heights or struggles to gain momentum. Let's dive into 3 key factors that will ultimately decide Pi's fate in the market. Every time a cryptocurrency gets listed on Binance, history shows that prices often experience massive surges, sometimes skyrocketing by 200 to 500% within just a few hours. This happens because Binance is one of the most influential crypto exchanges, boasting millions of active traders and deep liquidity. When a new coin is introduced, it gains instant credibility, attracting both retail and institutional investors looking to capitalize on the momentum. We've seen this happen with projects like Shiba Inu, SHIB, Dogecoin, Doge, Aptos, Apt, and Pepe, all of which experienced explosive gains right after their Binance listing. The initial hype creates a buying frenzy, often leading to short-term price spikes before a period of correction. The big question for Pi Coin is whether its potential Binance listing will trigger the same reaction or if the overall market conditions could dampen its price movement. Pi Coin's decentralized mining model sets it apart from many other cryptocurrencies. Unlike Bitcoin, which requires expensive hardware and consumes massive amounts of energy, Pi allows users to mine directly from their smartphones without draining battery life or requiring constant internet connection. This unique approach has attracted millions of users, making Pi one of the most widely distributed cryptocurrencies even before it's fully launched on exchanges. However, the real challenge is utility. For a cryptocurrency to hold long-term value, it must be widely adopted and have real-world applications. So far, Pi has a strong community, but can it be used for purchases, payments, or decentralized applications, DApps? Will businesses and merchants accept it as a valid form of payment? Without a strong ecosystem and practical use cases, the price surge from an exchange listing could be short-lived. The real test for Pi Coin is whether it can transition from a community-driven project into a cryptocurrency with real economic value, one that people will actually use beyond just speculation. Right now, we are in the midst of a bearish phase, with the overall crypto market struggling to gain momentum. Bitcoin has pulled back, major altcoins are bleeding, and investor confidence is shaky. Traditionally, bear markets are brutal for speculative assets like Pi Coin, as traders become more risk-averse and prefer to move their capital into safer investments. However, is this just the calm before the storm? History has shown that bear markets don't last forever. In fact, many of the most explosive rallies in crypto history have come right after prolonged downturns, when investor sentiment flips from fear to greed. If Pi Coin manages to weather the storm and secure a Binance listing at the right moment, it could be perfectly positioned for a major breakout when the next bull run begins. The truth is, the market is unpredictable, and anyone claiming that Pi is guaranteed to reach triple-digit prices is either misleading you or engaging in pure speculation. That being said, let's break down what would need to happen for Pi to even come close to that milestone. The bull case for Pi. If Binance lists Pi Coin during a full-blown bull run, demand could surge overnight, triggering an explosive price rally. If institutional investors begin allocating capital to Pi Coin, the price could see unprecedented growth. Pi's current valuation sits around $5.2 billion. To reach $100 per coin, it would require a massive surge in adoption and market liquidity, putting it in the ranks of the top-tier cryptocurrencies. The bear case for Pi. If Pi fails to secure major exchange listings, it could struggle to gain mainstream traction. If the current bearish trend continues, Pi's price could stagnate or even drop further before any real breakout happens. Without strong real-world adoption, Pi risks being just another speculative asset that pumps temporarily before fading into obscurity. At the end of the day, reaching $100 isn't impossible, but it won't happen overnight. Pi needs strong exchange support, real adoption, and favorable market conditions to achieve such ambitious price targets. Whether it can deliver on those fronts remains to be seen. At the end of the day, the key to winning in crypto is having a long-term vision. Panic selling at the bottom is how people lose money, while those who play it smart during dips often walk away with life-changing gains. Smash that like button, subscribe for more crypto updates, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video, because we're just getting started.